Welcome to another episode of the Online Prosperity Experience podcast. You're about to hear your host, Prosper Taravinga's powerful digital marketing strategies and actionable tactics that you can use right now. Prosper has helped more than 50,000 people from over 10 countries to create meaningful businesses that are profitable and enjoyable. Listen to this podcast so that you too can build your own business with less stress and overwhelm. Let's get started.
Strategies to strengthen your connection to your customers. So if you're an avid follower of our Online Prosperity Experience, which happens to be the podcast you're listening to right now, by now you should be in a position to actually attract the right kind of clients with the right kind of pain and start building a business that's profitable and enjoyable. And if we're not there yet, then obviously I've failed as a podcast host, because that's the aim of this show. And just so that you know that you're not alone in this whole world of online building and building a business or creating, a legacy for you and your loved ones. If you follow this podcast yesterday or the previous episode, I spoke about customer loyalty and why that is important. Now, boy, did I poke the honest nest, because I got a myriad of emails. It was actually 2, but that's a lot, especially when people are busy with their lives and they're not actually paying attention to what's happening. But that's proof positive that we do have people that actually care about their business, about their growth, and they're following this podcast, which is what you should do. And I urge you to subscribe at whatever platform that you're listening this at, just so that you don't miss another episode. So going back to yesterday's episode where we were talking about customer loyalty, I got an email from one of my longtime listeners, first time writers in, and then she's like, okay, so you're talking about all this customer loyalty, and you're talking about how to improve your sales and reduce marketing costs and all that stuff, but how do you actually do it? What is it that I need to do? Do I need to go out and learn my customers' names? Do I need to understand, what they're going through in life? I've identified my target market. I've clarified my message. What else should I do? And I was thinking then, oh, wait a minute. Yesterday I did, give a really good episode. If you haven't listened to it, it's episode number 31, and it talks about why customer loyalty is important. Right, and we went in depth, and I was talking about customer loyalty, how it's important, especially during, hard times, economic downturns or pandemics, because customers are extremely cautious with their budgets during this time, and how when you've got retaining, when you've got repeat customers, it actually increases your profits, because retaining customers is about 5 times cheaper than recruiting new customers. So I can imagine that's where the questions would have come in. What are the strategies that I need, to do in order to actually keep these customers from going away to either their competition or just fizzling away, from maybe your CRM or whatever way that you've got to manage your customers. So today I'm going to be trying to elaborate on the 10 strategies that I use to actually strengthen the connection that I have with my customers, and how I actually make sure that people, that work with me pay, stay, and refer. So I encourage you to pick up either coffee or tea or a kombucha, or preferably, not knowing what time it is that you're listening to this podcast, a whiskey. Like, I love my single malt whiskeys, and learn a few things about how you can connect with your customers through customized interactions and active responses. Okay, look at how you're receiving this podcast. It comes through either through your email, or you get a notification from the platform that you have subscribed, and it's very consistent. I make sure that the episode comes out every single day at 12 p.m. Unless I've been busy doing other stuff, which I'm also going to be creating content around, so that you can schedule your way around and make sure that you're consistent with your content creation, which strengthens the connection that you have with your customers. Because if people can rely on you showing up, then obviously they get to know you, like you, and trust you a whole lot more. And I'm going to be talking about how you can be reaching customers where they are. And I'm talking about face-to-face, or either on phone, social media, email, whichever method you're going to be utilizing in order for you to create for and relate to your audience. And I'm also going to show you, how customers actually want to be treated, and show customers that you actually appreciate them, and get feedback from them through customer surveys. And if we still have time, I want you at the end of this to actually walk away with a few strategies that you can actually strengthen your connection to your customers. And this podcast is for coaches, consultants, and small business owners who want to find ways to better connect with their customers. Each and every time we are trying to grow our business, the first thing that we look at is, do I have new leads? Do I have new customers? Do I have people buying from me, etc.? And maybe when you're trying to grow your business, I can understand how tough that endeavor is. I've been trying to do it for the last 7 years, so maybe you're probably better at it than I am. But I know one thing for certain. Even if I don't know you right now, I know that growing your business is tough. You're probably cold calling potential clients, and you have them hanging up in your face, or you're sending out hundreds of emails without getting as much as, hey, thank you so much for reaching out. And you're probably wasting thousands of dollars on ad spend, paying ads on Facebook, Google, or whatever it is, trying to sell your consulting, your training, your information, your expertise. You're paying, your paid speaking gigs, and anything else that you're putting out there right now in order to connect with and relate to your audience. And sometimes it can feel like when nobody wants to buy what you're selling, it's an attack on your own ego, because it feels like they're saying no to you. And let me tell you something. If you're listening to this podcast right now, I know we're already 6 minutes in, and you're like, okay, where's the content? It's this. It's me connecting with you. It's me trying to bring the context of why this is important for you to actually pay attention to this. Even if we're just spending time together, we're connecting. You will walk away from this either energized, or you've learned something, or you're going to go and implement something, because all the ideas and strategies that I'm going to be giving you in this podcast, damn, they've made me create a business that's profitable and enjoyable. And you know something? I came from nothing. I came from zero. When I landed in Australia, I knew no one. You know what I mean? You see, I've now created this digital agency where I help businesses exploding growth using digital marketing, but it wasn't always like this. You see, I'm really passionate about helping coaches and consultants and small business owners grow their business, just because I know what it's like to come from nothing. You would have started your business, maybe you are an expert in whatever it is that you're doing, and you don't find a job that really suits your personality, or you just feel like you've got a whole lot more to offer than what it is that you had going on. You see, I was born in a small town in Zimbabwe, in Africa. I don't know if you even know where that is. And for me, growing up, life was pretty tough. I didn't have a lot of money or a lot of hope, and that I would actually amount to anything. And there was no one to look up to. We didn't even have any role models that would inspire me to expand my horizons. And that's the reason why I show up every single day, to just be that role model for you, for anybody else who's going to be starting their business, just so they have a pathway to follow. Because without that, all seems too difficult and very overwhelming. My life actually changed when a bright-eyed Australian teacher came to work at my school. I was about 13 years old, and she taught me all about Australia and all the incredible opportunities that it had to offer. And can you imagine, as a 13-year-old, hormones are playing all over the place. I'm sort of really into knowing why this lady can travel all across the world to come and teach us while she's doing the thing that she absolutely loved. That really opened up my horizons of what was possible, because my life was just revolving around that little community that I grew up in. You know what I mean? So I then connected with my my why, which is I want to do the same for other people who don't have an opportunity to see what's possible. And that's the reason why 10 minutes in, I haven't even started. I haven't even started. But how you can actually connect with your customers. I just wanted to give you background of, you could have no one in your customer list right now. But if you start by putting out stuff, creating content that engages, creating content that actually educates your audience and inspires them to want more, be more, and have more, while you're providing value in the process, you will position yourself as the best go-to coach, consultant, or small to medium business owner out there. All right, let's get started before people start ringing in wanting a refund for having wasted their time on the podcast. We're having fun, aren't we? We are connecting. You're getting to know a little bit about me. You're getting to know a little bit about what it is that I do, who I do it for. And once you know, then you can make an educated decision and say, hey, listen, maybe this guy's not for me. Or I'm just probably going to hang out because he sounds well. Or I'm probably going to hang out because of the energy that he brings, to my day. So I'm not sure what it is that is connecting you with me right now, but I want you to be going through the journey that I've been taking you through the last 10 minutes. I wanted to connect with you, not based on business, not based on content, not based on value or anything else. I just wanted you to get to a point where you're like, okay, wait a minute. I've been listening this while, and this guy's not saying anything. There must be something that underlines, this reason. All right. As a coach, as a consultant, or as a small business owner, your customers drive your business, which is why it's so important to note how you interact with them and how they interact with your brand. Don't just reach out to them when you want their business. Find ways to consciously and continuously show that you care. Even if I show up on the podcast, right? First of all, if you're used to listening to this podcast at 12 p.m. every single day, when you don't get a notification from your platform that I've added, a podcast, I know you're not waiting throughout the whole day. You're not, stopping whatever it is that you're doing. But at least that consistency starts to show you that, wait a minute, I could be doing the same. And the reason why that is possible is because I have scheduled my showing up to you every single day. All right. And I believe that you as a brand or you as a business, you can learn a lot by staying connected and listening to your customers, and which is why I use this podcast as a platform for me to get a two-way conversation with my audience. Even though I'm doing most of the talking and you're just nodding your head right now, but you and me are having a connection. You and me are understanding each other. We are people of the same mindset as we speak right now. I'm in your ears, and you're taking either notes or you're walking your dog or whatever it is that you're doing, but we are connected. So this is what I'm trying to put across, in this podcast. Even though it sounds like it's well-winded, there's method to this madness. All right. And I really think it's important for you as a coach or a consultant, especially if you're a brand that is really customer centric, to stay connected. How are you going to know what people are going through? How are you going to understand the language that your customer uses to find products that you're selling? How are you going to, get ideas of what content to put out next? How did I start this podcast? I started this podcast by relaying the information that I got in terms of emails or reviews that I got from podcast episode number 31, where customers were saying, yes, you were saying all of those things about customer loyalty, but how do we do it? How do we implement it? And now I'm using that feedback as a reason to show up in your space today. So it's very important, especially when you're dealing with humans, especially when you're dealing with your customers, to constantly be in front of them. All right. There's so many lessons in this podcast right now. Even if you think there's no lesson, I want you to see something. Every touch point that your brand has with any person is marketing. Do you know what I mean? Some people outsource things like this. Yes, we understand you're outsourcing your social media. We understand that you're outsourcing, maybe your podcast production or whatever. But when the client's money goes into your bank account, your customer service should be the ones that is now looking after them. And that's what your customer is always looking for. That connection, value for their purchase. It's all you. Customers don't see funnels. Customers don't see websites. They see all the points of contact with your business that are part of your brand. So don't start saying it's not our policy, or that's not how we do things around here, as an excuse for what you feel like doing at the time when you maybe want to renege on what you've offered your customers or what your brand is promising. Let me tell you something. A few things anger or frustrate customers, like maybe you saying that's not how we do business around here, or the word policy. There's always something that you can do, and at least the least that you can do is listen and be empathetic. All right? So don't act as if you've been put out when a customer wants to make sure that they're getting the value of the things that they've paid for. Service is part of any job description in business, or every job offering that you're doing. If you did not want their money, why don't you refund it and give it to somebody else who will look after them with both hands? Because let me tell you something. If your market is humans, they're eventually going to need to speak to somebody, and you're eventually going to have to speak to one of them. Your branding does not end with the sale. All right? It ends when the customer decides it's over. So what are you doing to constantly be connected to your customers in order for them to become repeat business? Because every time we advertise or every time we get a new customer, we need to get a return on our investment in having acquired that customer. We are, in essence, purchasing these customers. So if your business is customer-centric, you need to stay connected. You don't necessarily have to do it mano a mano or person to person. I mean, obviously, right now, you might feel like we're connected, but I bet you have never seen me in person. And if you have, maybe, I don't know, if Angela, my wife, is listening to this podcast, please get off and do something with the house or something like that. Not a lot of people have seen me, but we are so connected because I listen. And I'm always there, all right? And I'm the average of those 5 people you would want to associate and hang out with, just simply because of the empathy that I have and the connection that I need to have with the people that I'm going to be, creating solutions for. Customers are always willing to tell you so much, based on their behavior and how they shop with you, how they communicate with you, how they respond to your emails, how they, react to your social media. All of that is feedback that you can literally use in order to advance your business, your profitability, and just outright create solutions that people are absolutely looking out for. Have we even started on the effective ways for you to connect with your customers, or are you actually going through a transformational journey without me actually saying the right words of one thing that you might be thinking of right now? And I also understand and I appreciate that you can't be everything to everyone. So that's why when you pretty much start your business, you need to identify your target market, the people that you are happy to work with, the people that you would go out of bed for, in order for you to make sure that they get the value of whatever it is that you're offering them. All right. And that's why when you start making sure that you are crafting all this loyalty and connection with your customers, you also need to understand that there's no one size fits all approach. Right, I want you to look at your hand and look at the back of your hand right now. Okay, when you're looking at it, you've got 5 fingers, and I'm gonna say this with utmost love and respect. If you're missing a finger or anything, just work with me on this one. Every other person has 5 fingers, where you've got a pinky, which is a small one, your index finger, the ring finger, the root one, and then you've got your thumb. Okay, and you can tell I've got 3-year-olds that hang around me. I'm already singing mother finger, where are you? All right, okay, fine, I digress. When you look at your fingers, especially from the back of your hand, you will notice that no 2 fingers on the same hand are of the same height. All right, I'm gonna repeat that again. No 2 fingers of the same hand are of the same height. So each and every one of them has its own unique purpose. Each and every one of them, fulfills a different pathway in its entire life. The other one showcases to people that you're married. The other pinky is for you to swear with your 3-year-old. The thumb is for you to scroll through social media. The index finger is to point at everybody else that you don't like. So that's the reason why. And did you notice I missed the other one, because then you have to decide what you use that one for. But you shouldn't use a one-size-fits-all approach, especially when it comes to customers. All right? You want your customers to actually feel special. And you can actually achieve this by approaching each and every one of them as an individual finger in your proverbial hand. All right, not just any other customer. Because if you group all your customers together, you will actually just, start expressing inauthenticity. And that's the reason why I really encourage you right from the get-go, seek out people that have the right kind of pain, looking for the right product that you offer, that you can give the ultimate payoff, that they will be happy to come back again and again and again for. Create solutions for people that you love. Create solutions for people you can stand. Because if you can't make those people look after your kids, or you cannot go to lunch with them, those people shouldn't be your clients. All right. And if you can work with them, then everything no longer becomes a chore, because nothing, is work if you actually love what you're doing. So it's not work if you love the service that you're providing your customers. It's not work if you love the customers that you're doing stuff for. So you would notice that in our messaging, we treat a heavy user, of our services, or a bigger buyer for our services, different to a lighter user. Some people, need a high touch, sort of service, and some people are just happy to be connected with you. So we also treat a new user differently than somebody who's been with us for a very long time. And we try to make the messages as relevant as possible to that specific person, because people only listen to marketing that is directed at them. So the key takeaway of this, finger exercise is customize your user interactions. It actually improves relevancy and authenticity. And how do you do this? You use tools like a CRM, because you can't remember everyone, that is, in your book. I mean, obviously, yes, you can, but you definitely are going to need some sort of automation to make sure that your CRM basically tags people at what level you're dealing with them. With us, we service small to medium businesses, and a small to medium business can be somebody who's already earning, say, upwards of 200,000, but a little bit less than $2 million. Okay, so the people that are just starting and that have just broken the 200,000 barrier cannot handle the strategies that people that are already earning $2 million can. So we need to be very specific as to the messaging and how we connect with those people, and have systems and processes in place to actually respond to whatever concerns our customers might be giving us, because that's how we learn what each and every customer at every different stage is looking for in connecting with a digital agency like us. All right? So, by you connecting to your audience, you're just not available when your business is doing well or when your customers are satisfied, because that's, the ego that we want. We always want to think we're doing the right thing. If you want your customers to actually trust and respect you, you need to earn it. And you need to earn it by proving your dedication to them through thick and thin. It's like a marriage. You just don't love your spouse when, it's your honeymoon. And when it comes to them maybe going through a sickness or some sort of ailment, you want to, distance yourself from them. At the end of the day, what you want to do, what you want to create is a way that you have a CRM that helps you respond to customer concerns and build trust in the process. That's how you connect with people. And when you respond to people who have concerns about, your products, your services, or how you're delivering those products, go above and beyond. Average is not welcome anymore. All right? Go above and beyond for your customers. As a small business, you obviously have a close connection to your customers. Like today, I had a customer that really wants a high-touch approach, which means we have to be sending him reports just so he knows what's happening behind the scenes. All right? And you know how I'm going above and beyond? We've installed a setup, in his website, which actually tells him all the clicks that have been happening on the website, just so that he has all the information, which will help him, get to trust us a whole lot more, because we've got nothing to hide. So how are you going to increase customer loyalty and connection with the people that you're going to be demanding money off of? Either you do that by, offering special discounts for customer loyalty, those people that have been buying from you over and over and over again. How are you appreciating their custom with you? Or are you recommending specific products based on what it is that you know about that customer's interest, or recommending products that will enhance the experience that they have with you? Or if somebody's going through a bad experience with your product, how do you remedy that unpleasant experience? Because some people would never appreciate, or some people would just not understand how to use certain things, and some customers might have a negative experience with your brand. That's inevitable. You are dealing with humans. They tell you, if you're dealing with humans, branding doesn't end with the sale or at the end of the intake form. It ends when the customer decides it's over. So you gotta put out exceptional customer support, because that will keep customers coming back for more. Otherwise, they're gonna look for somebody who can do it cheaper, better, faster for them. And I think it was Zig Ziglar who said, sometimes you have to go above and beyond to build raving fans for your business. I'm paraphrasing Zig Ziglar there. So just go above and beyond for your customers, so you can increase the perception of value that your business is bringing, and increase the loyalty, that they have for your business. And let me tell you something. Once you've got all of this going on, within your business, you will be able to start generating hundreds of qualified high-ticket leads like clockwork. You never have to rely on cold calling or emailing just to beg clients to hire your services. You know why? Because when you deliver outstanding results for your clients, you win their loyalty for life. I mean, customers will definitely sing your praises to their family and friends, their colleagues at a barbecue, or even strangers on the bus, just because they are really happy with what it is that you're offering them. And once you've done all of that, follow up either with a survey or just follow up using, your customer relationship management tool, your CRM. Because follow up is an easy way to actually earn your customers' appreciation. No one likes, to file a complaint or ask a question or, only to hear radio silence. Respond to your customers throughout the whole buying journey so that you actually build a connection with them. It's a relationship. Okay? This is also a great way for you to keep your business top of mind for your customers, because there are not a lot of people that are offering really good service out there. So following up with your customers communicates with them that they matter, because nobody's listening to them out there like you are. And it actually helps you to identify, if your customers are having, poor experiences out there, which you can always combat and thwart before they go later. And you can actually start using surveys just to get customer insights and improve your service offerings. I really want you to start winning at this game. You know why? And you notice it's really, really easy. This podcast today is just in response to yesterday's episode number 31, where somebody says, what strategies can I use to instill that loyalty? So here's what I want you to do now. Just claim a free 30-minute business breakthrough call with me. It's no obligation. I will outline everything that you're going through in your business. We'll discuss the situation, discuss your business goals, and then I'll give you a detailed marketing roadmap that actually outlines the exact steps you need to take to explode your business in the next 90 days. And it's as simple as just listening to your customers. All right, you want to go on to www.livelongdigital.com.au/OPB. www.livelongdigital.com.au/OPB. Book yourself a free 30-minute call, and let's see what it is that you're doing in order to increase your connection with your customers. Because if people are happy, they will buy more, spend more, and they will refer. And let me tell you something. If you want to find out a better way to connect with your customers, listen to this podcast back again, or just jump on the free consultation with me, and then we'll see what it is that you're already doing in order to create a business that's profitable and enjoyable. Bye for now.
Thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions, let's continue the conversation in the Live Long Digital community. Become a Live Long Digital community member today. This community is for ambitious entrepreneurs and small business owners with the drive to take control of the future of their businesses and achieve huge success without stress and overwhelm. As you heard, Prosper can help you by teaching you marketing strategies that work. So look no further than the Live Long Digital community of entrepreneurs and highly successful business owners. Join our community today. Find us on www.community.livelongdigital.com.au. Network with other driven entrepreneurs and find the expert guidance you need to take your business to the next level. www.community.livelongdigital.com.au